Hey guys and girls, thanks for joining me once again. This is Orphan Car Garage. My name is John. I'm located in Abington. That's in the state of Massachusetts. We're about 30 minutes or so south of Boston. The purpose of this video is to profile this 1929 Model A wagon, station wagon, woody wagon, for an online auction. And when that auction goes live, I'll make sure to let you guys know where and when to bid. Follow me on Facebook. I'll list it there, my website, and here on YouTube, I'll add it to the comments below. This car is going to have a very reasonable reserve, and it most likely is going to sell to the highest bidder. This is a 1929 Model A wagon, as I mentioned, restored to a very, very high standard. We're assisting the estate, the family was settling an estate and selling this car for them. I'm going to be the first one to admit, guys, that I know nothing about Model A's. I had to educate myself quite a bit. YouTube, even how to start one. I did learn that, and I feel pretty good about it. Had a couple Model A guys come over because, as I said, I knew nothing about these cars. Just kind of give it a once over and give me an opinion of what they thought of the car. What we did discover is that this is indeed a factory wagon. This was not converted to a wagon like many of them were. And this is a factory wagon. Somehow they could tell by the construction of that cowl right there that this is a factory wagon, which is really cool. Also, they noted that these wheels, although the vehicle is a 1929, they tell me that these wheels are from a 1930. So when this car was restored, some liberties were taken. One of the things they did when they restored this car is they changed the mechanical brakes to hydraulic brakes, which is kind of a nice thing. The purists won't like that, but it certainly makes the car a little bit more safe to drive on today's roads. And it could be because they changed those brakes to hydraulic brakes that they had to use the 1930 wheels. We don't really know. Or maybe they just like the look of them better. Another thing that was done during the restoration of this beautiful Model A was the addition of these little shock absorbers here. I wouldn't have known this, but apparently in 1929, those would not have been there. But it's a common update on these vehicles, and it's been done on this vehicle. Another way that this car is more drivable on today's roads, a little bit more pleasurable to drive. And you see there, you've got your hydraulic brake hose to show that the vehicle has been converted to hydraulic brakes. I'll open up here and show you some other things that were done, or at least one thing that of note. Alternator. So we've got an alternator here. 6 volt, still a 6 volt system. That's a 6 volt alternator. So gone is the original generator. It's a very nice running vehicle, and I'm going to start it up for you before we end the video. Just want to go around and show you the chrome. Assuming these are reproduction headlights. Everything on this vehicle appears to have been touched and or replaced. Here's your opening for the crank, should you want to crank it over, but thankfully this one has an electric start. Nice header there on the radiator. I forget what they call that thermostat radiator cap. There's a name for those, and the name escapes me, but that's in a really nice shape. Presumably a reproduction. We are a Ruger horn, which does work. Before I forget, I will. So there you go. That's great for those parades that you're going to put this car in. This is a fantastic parade car. Lots of money and time was spent on this vehicle when it was restored, and it doesn't look like it was done all that long ago. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly when. Vinyl covered roof, which is correct. It appears that this wood is a complete reproduction body of the original. So this is not the original wood that was refinished. This is a reproduction, brand new body put on this vehicle. As I said, this was a factory woody wagon when it was new. This is the filler panel for the front bumper. You may have noticed that was missing. It's right here. It will go with the vehicle to the next owner. Really nice floorboards, some nice seating back here, some individual bucket seats. The roof slats are in fantastic condition. Steering wheel, your spark advance lever, your throttle lever. I'll show you all that when we get inside. Nice handles. Doors open and close nicely. This is going to be a really nice vehicle for someone to joyride in. If you have a business and you want to advertise your business with it, it's fantastic for that. It's a fantastic parade car. Put a bunch of your friends in it and just cruise. Really, really nice shape, as you can see. If you have any in particular questions, any questions in particular that you have for me as the auction is running, feel free to reach out. I'll be monitoring the comments and answer them as best I can. Even in the wheel well there, you just see it's very, very restored to a very high quality. Engine looks to be the same. It appears this engine has been rebuilt. Again, no proof of that, but there's no doubt in our mind that every bit of this truck has been touched and or rebuilt, refurbished and or rebuilt. Some nice bumpers there. I believe this is where that filler panel goes that's in the back. That obviously comes with it. Just a real pretty truck. That green looks very period correct. Extremely period correct. I asked about this, and this is also correct. The sun visor here. The Model A guys told me that would have been correct. We've got a rubber floor mat here that looks like a reproduction. Some wood flooring that's in excellent condition. All looks brand new. Now there's a sequence to starting these. I've got pretty much everything set to go, so we shouldn't have any issue starting it. We've got a throttle lever here. We've got a spark advance lever here. We've got a choke with a dial on it for a fuel air mixture on the carburetor. We've got a valve under there to turn on the fuel. We've got an ignition switch. Everything should be set to go. I drove this car about 20 minutes ago over here to the corner, so it should start right up without having to choke it. But there's a lot involved to starting these vehicles, especially when they're cold, but they're usually generally pretty reliable and do start up fairly easily. If you're watching this video, you're probably a Model A guy. You're watching this auction, you're probably already a Model A guy and know all this. The starter switch, this is your gas, your throttle pedal / button here. You got a traditional clutch and a traditional brake pedal, and way up here is your start button. It would help if I turned it on, I believe. Yeah. It helps to turn the ignition on. And as the car warms up, you kind of play with the throttle and the spark advance a little bit to bring down the idle. As you can see, it runs really well. Just like a sewing machine, as my dad used to say. That stoplight, I believe, was an option. They were not standard back then. Not many lights were. Not many cars on the road in 1929. And the roads were dirt in most cases. So there you have it, our 1929 Model A Woody Wagon. Low reserve auction. Stay tuned for where the auction will be. We're going to have that posted. We're going to have the link below here. Follow me on Facebook. You can watch it there, or just email me and I'll make sure to let you know personally when it goes live. Any questions on that auction, just give me a call. Comment below. 508-954-8090 is my number. My name is John. Look forward to hearing from you guys, your comments below. Let me know what you think. This is a really good one, I believe. If you're looking for a Model A wagon, I don't think you can go wrong here. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much. Until the next one, we'll see you down the road. Bid now and bid often.